Hi, welcome to the channel. This is basically just the cover video or the channel trailer or whatever that video is called that I'm making simply because I don't like when I go to the home screen of the channel that it's just a list of videos. I like the organization that other, I guess, more popular or like more, I guess, dedicated channels have. So I'm just making this to sort of fill that void in addition to some other changes you might notice. I guess if it's the first time that you see this, you won't notice, but if you've seen it before, you'll notice some improvement, hopefully, to the organizational structure of things. So basically, what's on this channel, it's just me uh, talking about different topics, usually not a lot of high quality animations or stuff like that. Don't expect like 3 blue, 1 brown, or whatever that channel is called, level of animations, but sort of it was created out of a because there's a void I saw in the sort of intermediate level content for a lot of areas. So, you can read the basic textbooks, or, for example, in QML, you can read the Qiskit textbook and you can read papers, and that covers sort of two ends of the spectrum. And so this was sort of made to fill that gap. So what you'll see is you'll see a lot of TensorFlow Quantum projects on here, some tutorials on how to do things in TensorFlow Quantum, replicating quantum papers in TensorFlow Quantum. Um, I sort of um, I do a lot of TensorFlow Quantum because I've experience in it. I'm a contributor to TensorFlow Quantum and a co-author on that white paper. You'll also see stuff more generally with quantum machine learning, other software, theory discussions, in addition to sort of problem solving. I just went through the entire Xanadu quantum code book. So lots of different stuff there. In addition, you'll see some machine learning, classical machine learning, and especially reinforcement learning. I would say expect more of that in the coming months. Occasionally, you'll see some paper discussions that's sort of on a basis that when I feel like I need, or a paper I see that I want to discuss. And you'll also find conference uploads. Those are pretty few and far between, but when things have to be recorded for conferences and I'm going to, you'll also see them here. So those are the big sort of genres that you might see covered. And there might be some miscellaneous other stuff, but those are the big ones. In addition, if you have any suggestions, I don't think I always just make whatever I want. But if you do have suggestions, you're welcome to leave them. I may or may not do them. Depends on if I want to do them, but I guess it never hurts to ask. And so that's basically the coverage that we have here. It might change. I have some content planned in line with these points and some things that are slightly different, but this should hopefully give you some insight into what to expect. Just to note as well, I apologize if there's a hard cut here. I forgot to do this in the original video, and I'm not good at editing, so all of the code is always available and will always be available, usually in this repository, but not always. And I've noticed a couple times, actually looking at papers, that this repository, there's code in here, for example, in the RL section that I took from Spinning Up, and you're welcome to use this code however you want, in whatever way that you so desire. I don't know if it's commercializable though. I think there might be on the license. I don't think that's allowed. So just note that. But also, if you do base this on your research, and I noticed that people have, which is totally fine. That's what the code is here for. I did cut a release and link it to a citation manager now, though, so you can actually say, where you got this code from. And so if you write your paper using this code or heavily based on this code, you should check that out. It's now on the repo. I noticed that actually several times now, and I'm not like this isn't like an accusation. It's exactly what the code is meant for, is for people to use it and build upon it. But I just figured that I should put that out there so yeah, people know about that. That's a new thing. So yeah, that's all.